Right. Thank you. Well done for revising. Well done for doing this paper. Remember, the importance of getting the first few marks on this paper is so important, and nailing this will make a massive difference. Right. Correct to the nearest 1,000. So I need to look there. That's 41. Is that closer to 41,000 or 42,000? It is closer to 42,000. Write it down. Make sure my answer is on the underline 42,000. Write these numbers in order of size. First thing I notice is they all have the same number, different number of numbers after the decimal, digits after the decimal point, so I'm going to make them all have 3, just to make this slightly easier. Now I'm going to line them up above, so I've got a 3.200, a 3.050, and a 3.205. Looking at that, then the smallest must be 3.05. I've used that one. 3.205. Next smallest. Oh, I've made a mistake. That should have come first, so that should be there. I've noticed my mistake. I've corrected it. It's visible. 3.205. And then 3.250. Okay, looks right, looks good. Everyone makes a quick mistake. Correct it on your answer line. Put all 4 down. Turning over. Bar chart shows the number of hours of sunshine each in Margate and Newquay. Hours of sunshine. How many days did Newquay have less than 5 hours of sunshine? So Newquay is that hash. So I'm looking at 5. Where is 5? If I look across, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 days. Let's just check that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. In total, Margate had more hours of sunshine than Newquay last week. How many more? So first of all, I'm going to work out Margate. Margate, the first one, had 5 plus 6. I'm going to make sure I write this all out. Show my calculations to the examiner. Plus 7. Plus 5, plus 3, plus 6, plus 7. Using my calculator to add it, because it's a calculator paper. 5 plus 6 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 6 plus 7 gives me 39. So that's Margate 8. Newquay. How many did Newquay had? Newquay had 7. Plus 6, plus 6, plus 3, plus 2, plus 4, plus 4. Add those together. 7 using my calculator, plus 6, plus 6, plus 3, plus 2, plus 4, plus 4 gives me 32. How many more? So that's got to be 39, take 32, which gives you 7. So that is 7 hours. Make sure your calculation is written down. Sorry you can see that. So I wrote my calculations out, worked out how many for Margate, worked out how many for Newquay, wrote a takeaway. Easy. Turning over. Packs of battery cost £8.25. Ben has £45 spent. How many backpacks can you buy? Work out how many much change. So let's just underline that. I've read it through. Packs of battery cost £2.89 each. He has this much to spend. Buys as many as he can. How much change would he get from £45? So he has £45. If I divide that by the £2.85, that will tell me how many batteries he can have. That gives me a recurring decimal, having done that on my calculator, which is 15.78947. Well, we all know that that means you can only buy 15 packs of battery, so that's 15 packs. How much would 15 packs cost? Well, 15 packs cost 15 times £2.85. Which gives me £42.75. How much change does he have? Put my pound sign in. £45, take £42.75, write the calculation down to get the mark, type it on my calculator, gives me £2.25. 3 quite straightforward, easy marks, well done. Turning over squares, it's a pattern. In the space, draw pattern number 4. And this is where I need to use a pencil. And if I haven't sat down with my pencil, doing my homework, don't do it. I'm going to use a pen now. Black pen just so it is clear to see. How many? So I have 2 white ones. White one. And then I have, it's going up in 3s. So that was 1, 2, 3. So I need to have 4 along. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's 2. And it looks like meter. I've drawn it in the space. I need to shade it. Done that. How many pattern squares, how many total squares needed for 7? If I notice, it's 2 times 1, 2 times 2, 3 times 2 gives me 6. So I'm going to do 7 times 2 for the number of grey, which is 14, and then I'm going to add on the 2 white ones, which gives me 16. Put the answer on the answer line. Askell says the total number of squares needed to make pattern number 20 is double the total numbers needed to make pattern number 10. Is Askell correct? So, let's reread it. Total number of squares needed to make 20 is double the total number to meet pattern 10. So how many do I need for pattern 10? Number for 10, well that is 10 times 2 plus the 2 extra ones, which gives me 22. The number for 20 is, well, it's 20 times by 2 plus 2, which gives me 42. So, no, as 22 times by 22 is equals 44. Okay, clear, worked out, worked it through. Question 6. Jim says if you add any 2 different prime numbers together, the answer will never be a square number. Explain why Jim is wrong. Well, 2 different prime numbers, I'm just going to write down my prime numbers. Never be a square number. Right, I'm going to write down my square numbers. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared is 4, 3 squared is 9, 4 squared is 16, 5 squared is 25. So I've written some squared numbers down. If you add any 2 different prime numbers, the answer will never be a square number. If I look at that, looking at the numbers I've got, I know 2 plus 7 equals 9. So 2 prime numbers equal a square number. So Jim is wrong. Okay, where did I get my marks from? Most probably writing out the numbers. If I not sure, adding it together. There are other combinations that will work for that, but that is, I think, the easiest one to find. Matthew has 8 cards. There is a number on each card. Work out the range. So the range is range, biggest, which is 8. Take smallest, which is 1, 7. Work out the median. Are the numbers in order? No, so I'm going to write them in order. I have a 1, give it a tick below so I can see it. 2 2s, 2 3s, a 6, a 7 and an 8. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. The median is the middle. Halfway between 3 and 3 is 3. Again, you should have all got that. Let's just check that through. There were 8 numbers there, 8 numbers there, looking good. Turning over to the next one. Right, it's wordy, so I'm going to read it, then I'm going to underline, and then I'm going to extract my maths following Shaw. There are this many students in a school, this many are boys. 3/5 of the boys walk to school, 2/3 of the girls walk to school. Work out how many pupils walk to school. This many pupil, 195 are boys. 3/5 of the boys, well that is 195. 2/3 of the girls walk. How many walk? So, 3/5 of 195, that's 195 divided by 5. Calculator gives me 39. 39 times by 3, using my calculator, gives me 117 boys walk. How many girls? Well, how many girls are in the school? Well, the number of girls is 375, take 195. Again, I'm going to use my calculator. I can do it in my head, but I'm not going to. I'm going to use my calculator because it's a calculator paper. It's 180. I need to work out 2/3. So 180 divided by 3 using my calculator. Even though I know it is 60, I'm still going to check it. It's 60. I want 2/3, so that's 60 times 2, which is 120. So 120 girls walk. How many walk to school? So 120 plus 117. Write that down. Press it on my calculator. Okay, thank you. Right, question 9. Again, it's wordy. I'm going to scan it, underline, and reread. There are 19.5 litres of water in a water container. It holds this many millilitres of water. How many can be filled? So, underlining, this many litres, this many of water. How many cups? So that was a cup. Completely filled using water. First thing I know, that's millilitres, that's litres. I know that there were 1,000 millilitres equals 1 litre. I have 19.5 litres, so I'm going to times this by 19.5 to work out how many millilitres there are. Again, I can do this in my head, but I'm not going to because I have a calculator. Find out how many cups I can fill, which gives me 92.857142. I want how many completely, so that is 92. Okay, brilliant. Turn it over. This accurate scale drawing, so it's an accurate scale drawing. Because it's an accurate scale drawing, I know I'm going to need to use my ruler or my protractor. Shows the positions of 3 villages. Tom walks from A to B, B to C. Amy walks from A to C. Tom walks more kilometres than Amy. Tom walked A to B to C. So Tom walked from there, and if I measure that, that is 4.2 centimetres. And I'm writing this down. From there to there, which on mine, yours may have printed differently, so please check your thingies. 5.5 centimetres. So Tom walked 4.2 plus 5.5. Use my calculator to add that up. Gives me 9.7 centimetres. However, there is a scale. 1 centimetre represents 2 kilometres. So I'm going to times that by 2 to work out how many kilometres he's gone, which gives me 19.4 kilometres. Right, Amy walks from A to C. Now that A to C, she's walked this distance, so that is from 0 to there, which on mine I'm going to say is 6.9 centimetres. Again, I'm labelling this Amy. 6.9, let's times that by 2 to work out how far that is. £13.8 kilometres. How many more has Tom worked? So I'm going to do a take away, again using my calculator. Gives me 5.6 kilometres, right? Question 11. There are 78 red counters and 52 blue counters in a bag. Write the ratio of red counters to the number of yellow counters. Give it in its simplest form. So let's just 78 red, 52 yellow. Red, yellow. Right, ratio. Ratio, simplest form. 78 to 52. Looking at that, I know they're both even, so I'm going to divide them both by 2, which gives me 39 . $13 goes into both. How did I do that? I checked that with my calculator. So if I divide that by 13, that gives me 3. Divide that by 13, that gives me 2. So my ratio is 3 to 2. Be really careful when you get with those difficult numbers there. Brilliant. Turning over. ABC is a triangle with its sides extended. Right, I can see the triangle, I see that. Show that the triangle is isosceles. Isosceles we know. Give reasons. So we need to work out the size of the angles. I'm going to start with this one and I'm going to say CBA equals 36 as vertically opposite angles are equal. And I'll write that on. This one, which is BAC, equals, and the calculation is 180, take away 113. And the reason is angles on a straight line, on a straight line, equal 180 degrees. And I'll write that in. I now can work out the last angle, which is ACB. ACB equals 180, take away 67, take away 46. Write my reason. Angles in a triangle equal 180, or sum to 180. Show that this is isosceles. It is isosceles as two angles are equal at 67 degrees. And I'll make sure I've written that down as a sentence. Turning over to the next one. Here is part of an advert for a driving school. This is really wordy, so I'm going to read it and then go through it. 8 out of the 10 people we teach pass the driving test the first time. Ali talked to 56 people who had been taught driving school, 43 of these passed. Does this support the advert? 8 out of 10 people, 56, 43. He talked to 56, 43 had passed. So 8 out of 10. Using my calculator, that's 0.8, which is 80% pass. Must show my working. 43 out of 56. Let's make that a decimal. Gives me 0.767. So let's turn that into a percentage by timing that by 100. Press S to D. That gives me 76.78%. I'm just going to round that. Sorry, 79%. Does that support the advert? No, as less than 80% have passed. Okay. All right. 14. On the grid, draw the graph. So I need to draw a table. X, Y, and it goes from -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use my calculator and I'm going to do 2 lots of X plus 1. That one's free. Put it into my calculator, make my calculator look like that. Go again, put it into my calculator, make it look like that. That is 5. Into my calculator again, make it look like that. That is 3. That is 1. Be careful as I put the -1 into my calculator. Gives me -1, and that gives me -3. I now have my points to plot my graph. Using my pencil, I will plot the graph. 3 is 7. 2 is 5. 1 is 3. 0 is 1. I can see the straight line forming. -1 is -1. -2 is -3. I've plotted them all. Straight line goes straight through them. There, straight through them. Right, turning over onto 15. 15. Find the nth term of sequence. Nth term is n squared. Find the first 3 terms. So the first term, n equals 1. So that is 1 squared plus 7. Replacing the n, make my calculator look like that. 1 squared plus 7 on my calculator gives me 8. Next one, second term, so n equals 2. So that is 2 squared plus 7. Make my calculator look like that. Gives me 11. The next one, n equals 3. 3 squared plus 7. Make my calculator look like that. 16. Again, nailing the marks, really good. Is a term of the sequence. For it to be in the sequence, it needs to equal. Take the 7, n squared equals 121. To find the opposite of squaring is square rooting, and the square root of 121 equals 11. So yes, as n is a whole number or integer. Thank you. Thank you for listening.